Hello everyone. So welcome you all to Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTED channel. So my dear friends, today in this video we are going to talk about UP Social Science, and the topic we have here is cooperative learning. So let us see what is cooperative learning. So cooperative learning is an instructional strategy in which students work together in small groups to achieve common goals or complete tasks. This approach promotes collaborative skills, active participation, and a sense of responsibility within the group. Here are examples of cooperative learning. So now you see what is cooperative learning. Cooperation, you have to understand the meaning of the word cooperation. Cooperation means where we are working together with others in cooperation, right? We are collaborating or we are cooperating with one another. So cooperative learning is a process in which the students they come together as a group or as a team, and they work together towards a common goal, right? So this approach, it promotes the collaborative skills of the learners. These skills, it makes the learners an active participant and also teach them the sense of responsibility towards the group and the tasks assigned to them. All right, so here are some common examples of cooperative learning. So if you are thinking like, all right, I understood cooperative learning means where the students are working together with one another, but I want to know the examples. What actually is cooperative learning? So let us see the examples now. First of all, we have jigsaw method. In the jigsaw method, a complex topic or task is broken down into subtopics or parts. So here in jigsaw method, what happens is that a very big or a very complicated topic is broken down into smaller subtopics. After that, each student becomes an expert in one part and then collaborate with students from other groups who have become experts in different tasks. So suppose you are giving a topic known as global warming. So global warming is a very big topic, right? So now under global warming, you have the causes, you have the effects, you have the definition, you have the examples, you have the gases, different type of gases which are responsible, you have the natural and man-made causes. So if your topic is global warming, in jigsaw method what you will do is that from global warming you will ask one student to take up what is the definition of global warming, another student to study the effects of global warming, another student to take up the causes of global warming, then another student to take up the strategies what we can do in order to solve the problem of global warming. So this way you can assign or divide the task into different groups so that each student become expert in that. Suppose one will become expert in causes, what are the causes he or she can tell you very easily, then another one will become expert in strategies, another one in definition, then again another one in the effects. So when you compile them together, then you know that it is going to be a brilliant way, right? So let us read further. They teach each other what they have learned. For example, in a history class, each group might become expert on different aspects of historical events, and then they share their common knowledge with the class. So as I have given the example of global warming, or it can be anything, right? Maybe it can be like the wildlife sanctuary, or it can be like uh, the earthquakes, the tsunamis, the natural disasters, the man-made disasters, right? Any topic the child can pick up and they can become expert in that, right? So when you divide big tasks into small groups, it becomes very easy and achievable, right? Think, pair, share. Think, pair, share. In this simple cooperative learning strategy, the teacher poses a question or presents a topic. Students first think individually about their responses, then pair up with a partner to discuss their thoughts, and finally, they share their ideas with the whole class. It encourages active participation and peer discussions. For instance, in a science class, students might use this method to discuss a challenging concept before a wide discussion. So, in Think, Pair, Share, what happens is that the teacher can give a small topic to a class. Suppose the teacher wants the class to study about COVID pandemic. So, first, what will happen is that the teacher will give the topic or will ask question, and students will be first asked to brainstorm or think about that topic individually, and then they can be divided into pairs, two people in one group, two people in one group, like that. And then they will discuss in group the ideas, the reasons, the causes, the effects, the fatality, right, of that particular topic. And after that, they will discuss the topic in the whole class. All right, they will discuss the topic with the whole class. Now, project based group projects. See, by the name only you understand. I don't even have to say what is group projects. Group projects are a common form of cooperative learning. Students work together to reach, plan, and complete a project. For example, in an English class, students might form groups to analyze and present a novel where each group member takes on a different aspects of the book's analysis, such as character development, themes, or symbolism. So, group projects, you know what is group projects. So, the students are divided into group and they are given a project to do. It can be anything depending on the subject. If it's a historical project, it can be different. It is scientific project, it can be different. If it's a English project, it can be different, right? So here example is given that suppose the students are given a project on novel. So each member will take on different topic or different field or aspect, and somebody will analyze the book, somebody will write the content, somebody will write the characters, somebody will write the themes or the symbols, right? So peer teaching, see, you should know before understanding what is peer teaching, you should know what is the meaning of peer. Peer means people of your similar age. So in class 6 you will see the students are of the similar age, so they are peers. So there is a difference between friends and peers. I can be a friend of somebody who is 50 years, and I can be a friend of somebody who is 5 years, right? I can be their friend, but they are not my peers because they are not of my age. So in order, see, you know that in class 10 all the students are of the similar age, in class 9 all the students are of the similar age, yes or no? You cannot say that a class 6 student is a peer of class 10 students. No, we cannot say that because there is a big age gap, right? Age gap. Now in peer teaching, what happens? Let us see. In this cooperative approach, students take turns teaching their peers about a particular topic. For instance, in math class, one student might explain a problem solving method to a partner, and then roles are reversed, fostering a deeper understanding of the material. See, peer teaching means the students are learning from their own friends, or to be more precise, from their own peers, right? Suppose you also see in your class, even when you don't ask, especially in mathematics class, you will see that some students are expert in that, some are average, some are very poor. So the expert ones, if they are good, they will teach the average ones, or they will teach the weak ones, right? Weak, slow learners, they will teach. They will do self-study, or they will do a peer teaching process where they will teach where they will teach the content to their friends, I mean to their peers, right? That is called peer teaching. Now, round robin brainstorming. What is this? In round robin brainstorming, students sit in a circle and each student takes turns contributing ideas or answers to a question or problem. This method ensures that each student has an opportunity to share their thoughts. It can be used in various subjects such as generating ideas for a class project or discussing potential solutions to a real world issue. See, round robin brainstorming, you understand it means sitting in a circle. So in round robin brainstorming, the students will sit in a circle and they will discuss about one specific topic one by one. First one will speak, then second one will speak, then third one will speak, then fourth one will speak, like that. They will speak turn by turn, right? Where they will discuss different ideas. You can take one simple example, like whenever we have teachers day programs, independence day program at school, what do? We organize different type of meetings, right? But we don't sit in a round robin brainstorming format. We sit like in a class format, right? But when we sit in circle, that is known as round robin brainstorming. All right. Peer editing and review. In language arts classes, students can work in pairs or small groups to review and edit each other's writing. This cooperative approach helps improve writing skills and encourage constructive feedback. Now, what is this? This is very simple. In schools, what do? Sometimes the teachers, they ask they give a test to the students, and after that they don't do the correction. They ask, all right, roll number 1 will correct the copy of roll number 6. roll number 6 will correct the copy of roll number 10. Like that, we are sharing each other's work. So the students themselves, they are checking their friends' copies, they are editing the copies, right, and giving the feedback. So this is called peer editing and review. Right, now role play and simulations. In social studies or history classes, students can engage in role play or simulations to understand historical events or complex social dynamics. Each student plays a specific role with a scenario and they must work together to achieve objectives or reach a resolution. So, what it says is that role play and simulation. See, role play means what? You will act, especially in English class, we do that, right? So, if we are learning the story of Romeo and Juliet, then somebody will become Romeo, somebody will become Juliet, right? So, like that, we are playing the role of somebody, or we are doing it in the form of drama, right? So here in social studies or history class, what it is said is that students can engage in role play. So when they are playing the role, just like you watch serials, right? TV serials you're watching every day, movies you're watching, what is that? That is role play. They are playing the role of different characters, right? So that is called role play. Now, collaborative problem solving. See, collaboration means groups. So in science or engineering classes, students might work together in groups to solve complex problems or conduct experiments. They learn from each other's insights and skills, and the collaborative efforts often leads to more creative solutions. Now you see, in science class, in engineering classes, in chemistry classes, in physics classes, in biology classes, students, they come together and work together, especially in the practical classes. You will see in practicals, the students, they come together and they solve the problems. All right, they conduct different type of experiment. Then while they are doing this, they are helping one another and learning skills from one another, right? So in all these examples, what you see is that cooperative learning is fostering teamwork, right, where students are learning the spirit of teamwork, communications, and critical thinking skills, while also encourages the sense of shared responsibility among the learners and their accountability among their fellow friends, right? It can be highly effective method for engaging students and promoting deeper understanding of subject matter. So this collaborative problem solving method is very important for the deeper understanding of the subject. Now, experiential learning including field study. So we all love to go for field trips, right? So what do we do in field trips? Let us see. Experiential learning is an educational approach that emphasizes learning through direct hands-on experiences. Field study is a common component of experiential learning. It involves students going into the field to directly observe, interact with, and learn from real-world environments. Here are some examples of experiential learning, including field study. So now you see, experiential learning means you will be able to be there in that particular place about which you are learning. Suppose if you're learning about national park, then you can really actually go to the national park and learn. If you are studying about bird sanctuary, then you can go to a bird sanctuary and study there. If you are learning about a library, then you can go to the library and study there itself, right? So this is hands-on activities, which means you are actually present in the study area in real world what you are studying, right? So we have field trips, we go for field trips, right? If we are studying about animals or we are studying about plants, then the teachers, they take us for the field trips. We visit the parks, the zoos, the national parks, the botanical gardens, right? Since I am a science student, so I know that our teachers used to take us to different type of gardens or parks, right, where they show us the animals, the plant species, the insect species, right? So some examples of experiential studies can be biology field trips. See, this is what I was talking about. A biology class might take a field trip to a local forest or wetland. Students can observe and collect samples of plants and animals, study ecosystem and analyze data. This direct experience enhances the understanding of ecology and diversity. Now, this is what just now I told you, that during our studies, teachers used to take us to the garden, to the parks, to the ponds, and we collect the samples of both plants and animals. Historical site visits. So those students who are doing masters and bachelors in history, they often visit the historical sites, right? Like the Jallianwala Bagh massacre place, or the Victoria Memorial, or the Taj Mahal, right? And they can study history of that particular place. So in a history class, students can visit historical sites or museums, yes, museums related to a specific period. For instance, a trip into Civil War battlefield allows students to immerse themselves into the history, learn about the strategies employed, and gain a deeper appreciation for era. So you will also see that there are war memorial parks or war memorial museums where you can go and you can actually see the tanks which was used, the guns which were used, the different type of weapons which were used. You can actually see that, right, with your own eyes, and if they allow, you can even touch that. Now we have environmental science field study. Environmental science study might conduct a field study to assess the impact of pollution in a local river. They collect water samples, test water quality, and analyze data to understand the environmental implication of pollution in community. Now, environmental science field study means environmental science students will conduct a field study. Why? In order to study the maybe the pollution of water, maybe the pollution of air, maybe the pollution of land, or maybe the pollution emitted by the vehicles or the factories, the industries, the urbanization, right? And they can come to a conclusion. Now, culinary arts and cooking. Culinary arts and cooking. In culinary arts programs, students learn cooking techniques through hands-on experiences. They prepare dishes, experiment with ingredients, and test the results, providing practical understanding of cooking methods and flavor combination. Now you see these days you will see master chef, right? Everywhere we have master chef. So who are master chefs? They are the people who have love for cooking, right? They love to cook, they love to try new dishes, they love to teach the people also whatever they know. People who bake cakes, people who make pizzas, people who make biryanis, right? So different Zomatos, Swiggy, right? These are the people who parcel whatever somebody orders, suppose a pizza or a cake, then these Zomato and Swiggy are the people who will be parceling it, right? Who will be transporting that food from the restaurant to your house, right? So culinary and arts cooking, this is a type of learning process where the cooking techniques are taught, all right, and the learners can actually get the hands-on experience of how to prepare a dish, right? Suppose we know how to make nakambichi, right, and we also know how to make uh, do kalai, right? Do kalai. Then also different dishes we make, right? So what is that? That comes under culinary arts and cooking, right? Now let us see geology excursion. See, geology is a subject, right? So if geology students are going for excursion, what they will learn? Geology students can go on a field trip to study rock formation, see rock, geological features, or even visit sites of geological significance such as volcanoes. By examining rocks and landforms in the natural setting, students gain a better understanding of geographical processes. So what is this? This means that when a geography student, or when a geology student, to be more precise, goes for a field trip, they can study about the different type of landforms. They can study about the different type of rocks, right? They can study about different type of physical features, or maybe volcanoes, where the volcano erupted, how it happened, what were the impacts, right? Those things they can study. They can also study the rock, the different type of landforms in their natural setting, right? Suppose volcanic eruption, so they can go to the actual site of the volcanic eruption and they can study, right? Now, foreign language immersion programs. So language students may participate in immersion programs where they spend time in a country where their target language is spoken. Living in a culture and conversing with native speakers provide an immersive learning experience which greatly improves language proficiency. So foreign language immersion program is a type of program where the students who are interested in a particular language, they spend time in a country where their target language is spoken, right? So living in a culture and conversing native speaking provide an immersive learning experience to the learner. Suppose I want to learn Khasi, so I can spend my time in Shillong, right? And there I can learn Khasi very well, yes or no? Suppose if I want to learn Bengali, then I can spend my time in Kolkata. So there I can see, I can observe people speaking, I can listen to the people speaking, and I can learn Bengali. Yes or no? It's like that, right? Now, social work practicum. Social work students often complete fieldwork in real world social service agencies. They work directly with clients, apply their knowledge, and gain practical skills in areas like counseling, case management, and community development. See, MSW, Master of Social Work, BSW, Bachelor of Social Work, right? So, those students who like to serve the society, who like to study the society in reality, they take up social work and field study related to social work, and they apply their own knowledge, their own understanding, and they talk to the people, they communicate with the people, and they get the practical on ground knowledge of the different situations arising in that particular place, right? So the people, those who have taken social work, they can give the counseling, they can manage the different cases, and also they can help in the development of the community or the village, right? Now we have business internship. Business students can undertake internship in companies, organizations related to field. These real world experience expose them to the day-to-day operations of business and helps them apply classroom knowledge in practical situations. Now you see, those who do BBA, MBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, right? So these students can take up internship, they can work in different companies, they can learn and they can earn at the same time, right? So the real world experiences they will get through their internship, and also learn how to go about and how to apply whatever they have learned in the classroom in the real world scenario, right? Now we have astronomy observatory visit. In an astronomy class, students can visit an observatory to learn about telescopes, observe celestial objects, and study the night sky. These hands-on learning deepens their understanding of celestial phenomena. All right. So those students who are interested in astronomy, they can study what a telescope is, how we can study about the different type of planets, where the planets are revolving, what is the center of the solar system, or Earth lies in which number in the solar system, and how many stars are there, and what are the different forms of stars in the night sky. So also they can study about the asteroids, meteors, right? So different the space objects they can study about. Now we have archaeological dig. Archaeology students might participate in a field excavation to unearth historical artifacts and analyze ancient structures. This direct experience provides insights into the archaeological process and historical context. So those students who are studying archaeology, what they can do is that they can participate, they can work together, they can participate in field excavation, or they can find out something which is hidden inside the earth, they can take it out and they can study about that particular object. So this direct experience provides insights into the archaeological process and historical context. So when we are learning something by touching it, by feeling it, then we know that our learning is permanent, we don't forget it easily, right? That's why we say in school these days we have to involve the students, because students are the active constructivist of the knowledge, right? They are the constructivist of their own knowledge. So we teachers are just the we are what we are just the supporter or the guide of the students, right? So experiential learning, including the field study, allows students to apply theory to practice, connect classroom concepts to real situations, and develop critical thinking and problem solving skills. See, now why do we do experiments or experiential learning? We do that so that we can apply whatever we have learned in the classroom in the outside world. Suppose I have learned about Nepenthes cassiana. What is that? That is picture plant, or Memangcoxy. So if I have learned about Memangcoxy, that yes, it is a carnivore plant which eats up the insect, but I have not seen the plant. But if somebody takes me to the picture plant sanctuary, then there I can actually see how the plant looks, how it captures the insects, and how it eats up the insect, right? So that we can study in the natural setting, right? So it fosters a deeper and more practical understanding of the subject matter while promoting engagement and enthusiasm for learning. Now you see, science is interesting. Why science is interesting? Because we can learn not only the theory, but we can also do practicals, right? We have physics lab, we have chemistry lab, we have botany lab, we have zoology lab, we have biology lab, right? Mathematics lab. So why? So that whatever theory we are studying, we can prove that in the laboratory, yes or no? So in that case, our studies become very interesting, right? We can see different chemicals, different salts in the chemistry lab, right? So it makes our study very, very interesting. So that's why it is said that whatever you learn through experiential process, you never forget that. You can remember it for longer amount of time, right? So I think this is on this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with the show tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. Thank you.